Good morning, friends. Greetings and welcome to The Bright Side, your nutritional program dedicated to the understanding of the vast world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. I am your host, Pharmacist Ben, nutritional pharmacist from Boulder, Colorado, registered pharmacist number 12275. I specialize in using nutritional supplements where other healthcare practitioners use toxic pharmaceutical drugs and deadly medical procedures. If you suspect that there are natural nutritional roads to your vitality, to your health, to your well-being, and to addressing your health challenges, whatever they may be, but you don't know where to begin, you have come to the right place. As you listen to The Bright Side every day, you are more and more in control of your body. You are more and more knowledgeable, and you know you can overcome any health issue. That is why we are here every day on The Bright Side, helping clear up the sometimes confusing world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. Over the last 27 years of practicing pharmacy, I have seen drug-free recoveries from diabetes and hypertension and obesity and skin diseases like psoriasis, eczema, rosacea, acne, digestive ailments, autoimmune issues of all kinds. Recoveries that by the standards of modern medicine can only be called a miracle, but what is in the world of the body, what is in the world of biology, standard operating procedure, because the human biological system is a healing system, a regenerating system, a renewing system. It is designed divinely to heal, renew, regenerate itself on a moment-to-moment basis, and while some folks may call the system a miracle, it really is no miracle at all. It is simply the way the body works. If you have questions about health and nutrition or prescription drugs, we're here for you on The Bright Side. We welcome your calls. 855-660-4261 is our number, 855-660-4261. If you have questions about the longevity products, you have questions about ingredients, health challenges, you want to get off your meds and get on a good nutritional supplement program or help a loved one get off their prescription medication and get on a good nutritional supplement program, we'd love to hear from you at 855-660-4261. Same if you have a success story or if you just want to contribute to the conversation, 855-660-4261. If you want to learn more about the longevity products, the ones I take, the ones I recommend, the ones you hear advertised on our program, you can head over to my website, brightsideben.com, and check out our shopping cart. Make sure you take a specially long look at the Beyond Tangy Tangerine Multivitamin Mineral Complex Powder that so many folks are finding out about. It's a great source of your B complex, vitamin C, vitamin A, vitamin K. It's got trace nutrients, glucosamine, potassium, fruit and vegetable powder, and it's just $50 a canister. If you're like most folks, you'll notice results within 1 or 2 doses, results like lower blood pressure, results like appetite suppression, results like weight loss, results like more energy. You just got to feel better on the stuff. And it's not just because of the BTT. It's because that's what good nutrition is all about. The Beyond Tangy Tangerine is loaded with good nutrients. It's easy to use. It tastes great. It's in a liquid format, so it bypasses digestive issues. It's great for older folks who typically have digestive problems, especially folks in nursing homes who, for the most part, aren't eating as well as they should and aren't getting the nutrients that they need. So if you know somebody in a nursing home, you got a grandparent or a parent in a nursing home, get them the gift of good nutrition. Get them on the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. You can find out all about it on my website, brightsideben.com. You can also call the Brightside Ben phone team at 866-735-2470. All right, we are talking protein. We're talking protein as it regards anabolism, bone building. We're talking about peptides, small little tiny chunks of protein, small pieces of protein made up of anywhere from 2 to 6 or 7 or 8 or maybe even 10 or 12 amino acids. Unlike proteins, which can be made up of 50 or 100 or even hundreds of amino acids, the tiny little size of peptides, the relatively tiny little size of peptides, gives them some really interesting properties that proteins don't have. On our last program, we talked about how peptides can activate the immune system if proteins are not digested completely into their component parts, the amino acids, and they're left as fragments of long chains, or not long chains, but fragments of maybe 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 amino acids. These can activate the immune system and ultimately can lead to autoimmune disease. What that means is if you're dealing with multiple sclerosis or Sjogren's syndrome or lupus or whatever kind of autoimmune disease you have, there's 150 or 160 different types of autoimmune diseases. First and foremost, regarded as a digestive problem, especially a protein digestive problem. That's why fasting works so well, but you can also use digestive enzymes. You can use stomach acid supplements. You can use betaine HCl. You can go get hydrochloric acid drops from your pharmacist or from your physician. You do need a prescription for HCl drops. Anything you can do that's going to improve protein digestion is going to improve the prognosis, the symptoms associated with autoimmune diseases. Peptides also act like hormones. This is one of the functions that distinguishes peptides from big, large protein parent compounds. It's their ability to communicate to cells. They essentially command cells. They order cells to do things. Remember, all disease is cell disease, and cells are constantly making things, doing things. One of the things they're making, as an aside, is protein. And this function of cells doing work depends on command molecules, communication molecules, and we call these communication molecules hormones, and peptides, little pieces of protein, can actually act this way. They can act like hormones. In fact, they call them peptide hormones. They act like little plugs that can stick themselves into sockets on the outside coating of a cell. This outside coating of a cell is called a membrane, and it is literally studded with hundreds of thousands of little tiny openings called receptors. You can think of a receptor as a socket in the wall. A little tiny opening, and you could think of a peptide hormone as a plug that sits into the socket. And this plug and socket, or some people call it a lock and key phenomena, where the peptide hormone or the peptide substance acts like a key, and the keyhole, if you will, is what the receptor is. Some people will call it a plug and socket. Some people will call it a lock and key. The point is when a peptide gets itself into its little keyhole or its receptor, stuff happens inside the cell. This means peptides, dietary peptides, the stuff you get in food, can actually function as hormones. In fact, many of the things we call hormones are, in essence, peptides. Insulin, that's a classic example of a peptide hormone. Thyroid hormone is another example of a peptide hormone. Digestive hormones, peptide molecules that can stimulate appetite, that can stimulate digestive juices, that can shut down appetite. These are also, in many cases, peptide hormones. Many reproductive chemicals are peptide hormones. Many brain chemicals are peptide hormones. One of the most interesting brain peptide hormones is something called oxytocin. Some of you may have heard of oxytocin. Oxytocin is known as the cuddle molecule, or the cuddle hormone. In the book, The Moral Molecule, really cool book by Dr. Paul Zak, Z-A-K, oxytocin is said to be the source of love, generosity, and prosperity. How do you like that? This is a brain chemical that is associated with all of these beautiful, wonderful feelings that we consider to be virtues. Other researchers call oxytocin the love chemical, or the cuddle chemical, or the love molecule, and they associate oxytocin with all kinds of virtuous behaviors, including generosity and trust. Brain regions that manufacture high levels of this peptide is morality peptide, the moral molecule, as Dr. Zak calls it, are associated with positive social behaviors, things like gregariousness and social bonding. Oxytocin activates relaxation effects. It activates the rest and digest nervous system. It counteracts the stress nervous system. Oxytocin is associated with relieving anxiety. It's associated with relieving nervous tension. Oxytocin has effects on the heart and on the circulatory system. It opens up blood vessels. And oxytocin is associated with that rosy glow that people get after they have sex or after they have orgasms, so-called freshly, well, you know what I'm talking about, the freshly fed look. That's all associated with oxytocin. Oxytocin levels rise when we're touched. Oxytocin levels go up when we have eye contact. Oxytocin levels go up when we watch sad movies or when we're feeling empathetic. New moms' oxytocin levels rise when they see their newborns. Oxytocin levels go up when their newborns breastfeed. Just breastfeeding and even the mouthing of the nipple area can stimulate maternal oxytocin. And then there's a really cool relationship between oxytocin and autism. Autism is a kind of hypersensitive sort of disease, mental disease state where you get angry and jittery and you can't concentrate. Kids, anyway, get angry and have problems with aggressive behavior, impulse control. In a 1998 study that was published in the journal Biological Psychiatry, autistic children were found to have lower levels of oxytocin than their non-autistic counterparts. Another study, this one was done in the journal Neuropsychopharmacology, published in 2003. Patients showed a decrease in autistic-type obsessive-compulsive and repetitive behaviors when oxytocin was given intravenously. All right, a couple more things I want to say about oxytocin, and we'll talk about skin peptides.
Hello, it's Tom Chenault from The Tom Chenault Show. We are experts in home-based business and residual income. We show people how to make money from their home, either part-time or full-time, and in partnership with Genesis Communication Network, we've organized a team to fight back about people not having money, time, or health. And we need your help. What we want you to do is, if you've got an interest in building an organization to fight back against people taking our money, taking our time, and taking our health, we want to talk to you. All you need to do is call this number, 855-308-8326. Again, all you want to do is call 855-308-8326. You can make a tremendous amount of money and end up fighting for a great cause. Please call us right now.
Making the right decisions is a challenge to investors. Are we going to see economic growth, slide into a recession, or at worst, depression? Hi, Ted Anderson from Midas Resources. We all know when a company acts irresponsibly, divesting ourselves in a move towards safety is prudent. When the market becomes volatile, U.S. Treasuries are a safe haven. But what do you do when the U.S. government overextends itself and spends beyond its means? Many investors are turning toward gold as a common-sense alternative to traditional paper investments. Midas Resources has put together a powerful book titled 10 Reasons to Own Gold, discussing costs, benefits, risks, featuring full-color illustrations, weights, and measures. The book is free and can be yours by calling 800-686-2237. Paper investments are dwarfed by gold's 6,000-year history. Discover how gold may be right for you and your IRA by calling 800-686-2237. Whether buying or it's time for you to sell, the book is free. Call 800-686-2237.
To thank you for being a loyal listener, we have a limited time freebie offer for you. Claim your free heirloom tomato seeds, just pay shipping, right now at 123freeseeds.com. These aren't ordinary seeds. These are heirloom, non-genetically modified super seeds that are open pollinated and can be grown, harvested, and replanted endlessly. These survival seeds are actually more valuable than gold in a crisis. Go to 123freeseeds.com and you can get an airtight storage packet of 150 super seeds free while supplies last to say thank you for being a loyal listener. First come, first served. Just cover shipping. Go to 123freeseeds.com now to see if your free heirloom seeds are still available. That's 123freeseeds.com.
The National Preppers and Survivalist Expo, presented by Triton Shelter Technologies, is the only national event designated for the prepper community. October 19th and 20th at the North Atlanta Trade Center in Atlanta, Georgia. Admission is free, and the doors open at 9 a.m. Join us and learn life-saving tips that can help you and your family handle crisis situations. Special guests include Kevin O'Brien from Nat Geo's Doomsday Preppers, David Crawford, author of Lights Out, the director and cast members from the movie Lights Out Saga, and more. Special guest speakers include GCN's own Dr. Joel Wallach, along with Dr. Bones, Nurse Amy, and Tom Martin, the director of the American Preppers Network, two-time Field and Stream champion Chad Weatherford, along with many other leading experts from around the country. Join us for the country's largest emergency preparedness event, absolutely free, October 19th and 20th at the North Atlanta Trade Center in Atlanta, Georgia. For more information, visit npsexpo.com. That's npsexpo.com.
The GCN Radio Network, providing the world with hard-hitting talk radio. GCN. Great talk radio starts here.
We're back on The Bright Side. For you guys who want to join the Bright Side Ben team, you can give the Bright Side Ben phone team a call at 866-735-2470. Start yourself a longevity business. Make some money selling longevity products for a one-time $10 fee. You can all enjoy all the tax benefits associated with having your own business, and you can get your products at the wholesale price and help spread the word about the power and the importance of a good nutritional supplement program. All right, our number today, 855-660-4261. I wanted to I want to talk about peptides and skincare. Peptides are the latest and greatest ingredients in skincare. I don't know if I'm going to get to that today, but tomorrow we'll tell you about the most important of all the peptide ingredients, peptide skincare ingredients. I've been working with this particular ingredient and peptides in general for many years, and you can get some neat effects. They're not quite as important as topical vitamins, in my opinion, topical vitamin C or topical vitamin A, but you can sure get some good effects using a couple of skin peptides in particular, and we will be talking about that. If we don't get to it later today, we'll get to it tomorrow. A couple more things about oxytocin, the cuddle chemical, the cuddle biochemical. It's associated with love and generosity and virtuous behavior and social bonding and gregariousness and relaxation and rest and digest and rosy cheeks and just good stuff. Oxytocin's an antidepressant. It has anti-inflammatory properties. Several studies talk about it being used for treating autistic children. Several studies talk about how autistic children tend to have lower levels of oxytocin. Some researchers believe that the feelings of love and empathy associated with the drug ecstasy, with MDMA, are at least partially mediated by the action of oxytocin, and oxytocin has a positive effect on the maturation and growth and repair of cardiovascular, heart cells, and circulatory system cells. All this makes sense when you understand, as I was saying earlier, that autism is at least partially caused by deficiencies in calming substances, stabilizing substances, so-called inhibitory brain chemicals, and oxytocin, via its anti-excitatory effects, its calming effects, its relaxing effects, can provide protection from autism, as well as support social bonding and good behavior, if you will. Oxytocin is a prime rest and digest peptide hormone. It opposes the stress and excitability response. Remember, we got two great streams of nervous energy in the body. There's two nervous systems. You have a stress nervous system and you have a rest nervous system. You have a freak-out nervous system that's supposed to help you survive attack by a wild animal or starvation, and you have a relaxation nervous system, a peaceful nervous system that is stimulated that stimulates the growth and repair and anti-aging process. Well, guess what? Oxytocin is a major hormone of the rest and digest and healing and growth and repair and peace and anti-aging nervous system, the parasympathetic nervous system. Oxytocin has important benefits for the digestive response, as would be expected because it's a primary chemical involved in the rest and digest nervous system. Patients who have gastroparesis, which is a condition where the stomach doesn't empty as readily, typically will have lower oxytocin levels. Oxytocin can act as an appetite suppressant, and it's possible that eating disorders and binge eating and bulimia may be related to defects in oxytocin metabolism. So if you're thinking that this stuff, oxytocin, that's associated with love and kindness and orgasms and trust and generosity and anti-stress and social bonding, if you're thinking this stuff is so good it should be a drug, well, you might be happy to know that drug companies are thinking the same thing. Oxytocin is destroyed by stomach enzymes, so you can't take a pill, you can't take an oxytocin capsule, but you can get a synthetic oxytocin in an intranasal spray, something called pitocin, P-I-T-O-C-I-N, or syntocinon, S-Y-N-T-O-C-I-N-O-N. These are synthetic oxytocin sprays that you squirt in your nose. They're designed specifically to induce labor. This is one of the effects of oxytocin. It induces labor contractions, but they may have antidepressant effects. They may have mood-elevating effects. They may have anti-autism effects as well, these particular drugs. And then there's a really cool relationship between cholesterol and oxytocin. According to Dr. Kurt Wohler of the Still Point Center for Integrative Medicine in Modesto, California, kids with schizophrenia and autism can have dramatically lower levels of cholesterol in their blood and presumably in their brains as well, and this may affect oxytocin levels. Cholesterol helps oxytocin bind to cells. It activates this oxytocin response, this oxytocin cellular response. Many people have heard about the relationship between cholesterol and brain health, especially when it comes to intellectual and memory capacity, but it turns out that brain cholesterol can have a calming effect and a relaxing effect in addition to helping improve intellectual properties as well as memory properties. Brain cells use a lot of cholesterol. The brain is a cholesterol-hungry organ. While the brain only weighs maybe 2% or so of the human body, it contains 25% of the cholesterol. It is a cholesterol-hungry system. Even the FDA recognizes the importance of cholesterol for brain health. They recently approved a cholesterol supplement product for use in a autism-like mental disease, mental brain disorder called Smith-Lemli-Opitz syndrome, SLOS, which is kind of like autism. It's a genetic disease where the body and the brain doesn't make enough cholesterol, and the results or the symptoms of SLOS are very similar to autism. And using a cholesterol supplement or using foods that have been shown to increase cholesterol in the blood. Remember, the body can use cholesterol that we get from food just like it uses its own cholesterol. So folks who have autism or have SLOS symptoms or even anxiety or jitteriness or Asperger's syndrome, social anxiety disorder, may want to make sure they're getting enough cholesterol in their diet. You may even want to take a cholesterol supplement. How do you like that? That'll freak your cardiologist out. You can actually take a cholesterol supplement for brain health. And you can take a cholesterol supplement to improve the symptoms of SLOS, whether you have SLOS or not. SLOS is autism-like. It's a pretty severe genetic disorder, but you may have the symptoms of SLOS simply because you have lower cholesterol levels. Just another reason why you probably don't want to take that statin drug. Foods that have been shown to raise cholesterol in the blood can improve a lot of the symptoms of SLOS. Some of the symptoms of Smith-Lemli-Opitz syndrome include autism, include anger, include hyperactivity, irritability, attention problems, anger issues, aggressive behavior. All of these can be related to SLOS, but you can just have these kinds of problems just because you're not getting enough cholesterol or you're not making enough cholesterol. If the brain doesn't have cholesterol, by the way, it's going to steal cholesterol out of the blood. It's going to make sure it has cholesterol because it needs it as long as it's around, and that means you're going to have less cholesterol in your blood for making cells and making steroid hormones and for growth and repair. How weird is it that I'm sitting here telling you how important cholesterol is for your brain, for irritability issues, for hyperactivity issues? How weird is it that I'm telling you you can actually take a cholesterol supplement for brain health? In fact, you probably should take a cholesterol supplement for brain health, or at least make sure that you're eating cholesterol-containing foods. Eggs, especially super-duper brain health food, as are fatty fish, another cholesterol-rich food that can be very important for brain health. And, of course, cholesterol can help improve the relaxation and lovey-dovey effects of oxytocin, too. Cholesterol is very important for helping oxytocin bind to cell receptors. All right, there's so much more I want to talk about. We will continue this discussion on oxytocin and brain health and cholesterol and peptides and skin peptides on our next Bright Side episode. We're coming right back with your phone calls. Don't go away.
We the people grow cotton, weave fabric, engrave ink, embed strips and fibers to protect from counterfeit, then carting to a private bank, having it lent back at interest, forcing taxes to service debt. This capitalism, or was Jefferson correct when stating a central bank issuing the public currency is a greater menace to the liberties of the people than a standing army? Ted Anderson, I'm placing a free silver dollar in a book that explains our monetary system. Call for your copy, 800-686-2237. It's time to understand the system. Call 800-686-2237. That's 800-686-2237.
Did you know there are 3 million edible food plants on Earth, and none have the nutritional value of the hemp plant? HempUSA.org offers you hemp protein powder. It does not contain chemicals or THC, is non-GMO, and is 100% gluten-free. Hemp protein powder burns fat, builds muscle, contains 53% protein, and feeds the body the nutrients it needs. Call 888-910-4367 and see what our powder, seeds, and oil can do for you. Only at HempUSA.org.
If you owe the IRS back taxes, listen carefully. Sweeping changes to IRS policies will help more people than ever eliminate their tax debts once and for all. And now, thanks to Dan Pilla, you can get the tax help you need to end your tax nightmare.
Hi, I'm Dan Pilla. I've helped thousands of people reduce or eliminate tax debts they couldn't pay. And after more than 30 years of experience dealing with the IRS, I can tell you there's no such thing as a hopeless tax case. With the IRS's new policies, it's easier than ever to put your tax debt behind you once and for all. Call now at 800-346-6829 to learn how I can help you. You know your IRS debt will not go away by itself, but you don't have to live in fear anymore. Call 800-346-6829. Learn how I can help you eliminate wage and bank levies, release tax liens, and negotiate a settlement with the IRS that will put your tax nightmare behind you forever. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. or go to my website, taxhelponline.com. That's taxhelponline.com.
And the winner of fallback pricing is you. The results are in from Freeze Dry Guy's You Be the Boss, Tell Us What You Want Us to Put on Sale campaign. After getting phone calls, emails, blog, and Facebook comments nominating your favorite freeze-dried foods and dehydrated foods, you the people, you the bosses have spoken. We the staff at Freeze Dry Guy have listened, as we've done since 1970. So now, one item and one entire line of food are on special sale until the end of October. The entire line of popular non-GMO and gluten-free foods are 20% off. The Family First Responders Kit, loaded with delicious freeze-dried foods like hearty beef stew, lasagna, and mouth-watering strawberries, is roughly 30% off. Go to freezedryguy.com. That's freezedryguy.com to order or call 866-404-3663, 866-404-FOOD, and make your own deal. Thank you, boss.
We live in a complicated society. Stressful issues are always popping up. Have you ever been treated unfairly by someone? Have you ever been overcharged for a repair? Have you ever signed a contract or a document? Worried about identity theft? How many times have you been in those unique situations where you just wanted to call an attorney to find out if you're right or wrong, or what your legal rights are? But every time you think about calling an attorney, what do you think about first? That's right. Who do you call, and how much will it cost? Our friends at Legal Shield have found a solution. With a nationwide network of 6,900 attorneys who average over 19 years of experience, Legal Shield's law firms take over 40,000 calls per week helping their members. For less than $20 per month, you can have access to Legal Shield on everything from the trivial to the traumatic. Let Legal Shield stand up for your rights at lsprotection.com. That's lsprotection.com. Or call 855-340-SAVE, 855-340-7283. An e-cig revolution is sweeping across the country. But is yours American-made? Vaporeate e-liquid by LeSig is. Manufactured in Arkansas with 100% USA-sourced ingredients. And when you buy American, you support local jobs. Vaporeate e-liquid by LeSig is top quality at an affordable price. The very principle that once drove the American economy. Get great taste with no ash, tar, or smoke. You'll be wondering why you didn't make the change to Vaporeate e-liquid by LeSig a long time ago. LeSig.com has everything you need, for beginners to the advanced vaping enthusiast, with a wide variety of hardware, and also imported e-liquid flavors as well. Plus, LeSig smokes the competition with fast, free, same-day shipping, real people customer service, and a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. Support our country and become a Vaporeate at LeSig.com. Or call 870-525-1440, 870-525-1440. LeSig e-cigarettes for today's modern smoker.
America's #1 source for independent talk radio for over a decade. We are the GCN Radio Network.
We are back on the bright side for you pregnant women or thinking of getting pregnant. It turns out that cholesterol is actually very important for the development of the fetal brain, and low cholesterol levels are associated with brain genetic disorders as well. So moms-to-be, don't deprive yourself of cholesterol, and pretty much anybody. Don't deprive yourself of this super important substance, cholesterol. As it turns out, cholesterol is also very important for the actions of oxytocin. Oxytocin in the brain. We'll continue talking about peptides and the importance of peptides, and we'll especially talk tomorrow anyway about skincare peptides. I'll tell you about the most important skincare peptide, my personal favorite skincare peptide, a couple that I really like, and this one in particular I've been formulating with for many years. We'll tell you about that tomorrow as we continue talking about protein and anabolism and growth and repair, and especially about osteoporosis and protein on our next Bright Side episode. Okay, our number today is 855-660-4261. Got a full board. As soon as you hear somebody hang up, that's your cue to give us a call if you like, 855-660-4261. Rod in Florida, what's up? Welcome to the Bright Side.
Hi, Ben.
Hey, Rod.
I was having a question about probiotics, and have you ever heard of Pro-10X supplementation?
I'm actually having a hard time hearing you there, Rod. We got a weird echo going on. You got me on speaker? Rod?
Okay. How's that? Is that better?
We got a weird little echo. Did you say Pro-10?
Pro-10X It's a probiotic supplementation that it tries to extend the life of the
bacteria
of the probiotics, just so that it reaches the intestine.
Okay, I haven't heard of that particular brand. I don't usually go by brands at all. I usually go by the number of bacteria and the types of bacteria. So you want about bacteria are measured in billions of units, and then there's different strains. A good bacteria probiotic supplement is going to have 10 strains, 12 strains, 14 strains of bacteria, and maybe 10 to 15 billion units per capsule or per dose, so you can get 80 billion units a day pretty easily. This one that you're talking about, Pro-10 X, sounds like it's enterically coated, so it gets into the intestine. Is that correct?
Microencapsulation, so it preserves the.
That's a nice trick. That's a nice little thing, because that is a problem with some probiotics is they don't get into the intestine. They can get degraded by stomach acid and stomach juices. So sometimes they will. Not all bacteria. It doesn't happen with all probiotic supplements, but it certainly can happen. So I can't say I'm familiar with that particular brand, but if it is enterically coated or microencapsulated so it gets past the digestive tract, that's a good idea. Do you know how concentrated, how many billion units of bacteria are in a dose?
I know it was somewhere in the billions, but I don't know.
That would be the most important consideration. See, sometimes when they have these real fancy, high-tech kinds of supplements, they cut back on the doses, so you end up needing a lot more capsules, and it gets to be a little bit, it's not quite as cost-effective. But certainly microencapsulation or enteric coating is advantageous when it comes to probiotic supplementation. Go by this, in addition to the fact that it's microencapsulated or coated, go by the amount of bacteria and the types of bacteria, the various strains of bacteria. That's your best bet. And always, when it comes to probiotics, fermented foods are also good ways to get bacteria into the gut. Does that help you, Rod?
That's some very powerful insights there. Thanks, Ben.
Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day, buddy. Yeah, I don't, when I'm looking for a probiotic supplement, the first thing I look at is the billions of units per dose. The second thing I look at is the strains of bacteria. Some of the cheaper forms of probiotics are going to have like one type of bacteria, maybe two, and maybe 1 billion units per dose. And that it gets to be not cost effective. You can spend a lot of money doing it that way. Although I will say that some of the microencapsulated enteric coated version, enteric coating means it's coated so it gets into the intestine and bypasses the stomach, and some of these formulations can be good. All right, let's see who's next on the line. Ed in Idaho, welcome to the Bright Side. What's up, buddy?
Good morning, Ben.
Good morning.
About 3 months ago, I called into your program regarding a limp, weakness in my left leg, and gait disturbance that I was experiencing. Okay. You advised me to seek the services of a roofer, which I did, and I've experienced a lot of improvement.
Awesome.
However, I've been experiencing night cramps in my left foot and calf area, which was occurring prior to the roofing and almost on a nightly basis now.
Okay, that's a real easy thing to deal with, all right? It's very common, by the way. First of all, the most important thing I would tell you, how old are you?
64.
64, okay. The sign that you have cramping in the lower extremities it means something is breaking down in the body. You have other things going on. The body's starting to break down. Chances are you're not getting enough electrolytes or anti-cramping nutrients in the blood, and that's what's causing your night cramps. You want to treat cramping issues as an electrolyte and B vitamin issue first and foremost. Electrolytes being things like potassium and magnesium and calcium, and the B vitamins are also involved in some of this nervous control of the muscles. So B vitamins, what stands out about the B vitamins and the electrolytes is both of them are water soluble, and you pee them out of your body regularly. So if you're not supplementing with electrolytes and the B complex, you're going to end up deficient pretty quickly because you urinate them out very readily. So first thing for all cramping issues, any kind of cramping issues, night cramps or even day cramps, focus on electrolytes and B vitamins. How are you going to get your B vitamins? The Beyond Tangy Tangerine that's really what makes this product stand out. This is what makes the BTT a superior product, is this packed with the B complex of vitamins. You can also use a B100 capsule if you like. In addition to the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, I'd be sipping on it all day long. Make sure you're getting electrolytes. This is the second place where the Beyond Tangy Tangerine excels. It's a wonderful source of potassium and calcium and sodium and chloride, as well as all of your electrolytes. You can also get electrolytes from vegetable juices and vegetable soups. You might want to do those before you go to bed. You might want to sip on the BTT for a couple hours before you go to bed, and then you maybe want to do a slug of vegetable juice, get a Vitamix, and do some veggie juice before you go to bed as well. And then last but not least, a little bit of magnesium before you go to bed can also help with that, with your night cramps too. Now, if you have any diabetes issues or pre-diabetes issues, you have any sugar metabolism issues, that can also cause issues with cramping, as can essential fatty acid deficiency. So start to focus on more protein, less carbohydrates. Anything that spikes your insulin or spikes your blood sugar can throw off the circulatory system in the lower extremities. So I'd be staying away from refined flours, you know the drill, refined flour, sugar, sweets, as best as you can, bread, pasta, potatoes, and replacing that with protein. You may even want to do a little bit of protein before you go to bed, maybe a little shot of whey protein, the One World Whey before you go to bed, and make sure you're getting your essential fatty acids, which can have very beneficial effects on all nervous system issues, including cramping. If you have any problems with fat metabolism, make sure you take your EFAs with digestive enzymes and with a little bit of apple cider vinegar, in addition to perhaps some lecithin granules, which you can get at a health food store. All of that, if you do even a little bit of that, Ed, you should start to notice some improvement, but especially with the B complex and the electrolytes before you go to bed, okay?
That brings me to another point.
Sure.
I've done a lot of things that you described, and I'm also a Vitamixer. I have 2 meals a day, basically. One is a Vitamix, which consists of raw eggs, steel-cut oats, spinach, raw honey, bananas, and all that. And almond milk. That's my first meal of the day. That's my second meal of the day is a solid, which would probably be vegetables and rice or vegetables and some other form.
Ed, we're coming into a break, Ed. You want to hang on? Try and get to a question when we come back, and I'll take you right up, okay, Ed? Frame me a question when we come back from break. Thank you, Ed. Barb, John, Ryan, Michael, hang tight. We'll get to you when we come back. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side on the Genesis Communication Network. We'll be back after this.
Many Americans suffer from digestive problems, often totally unaware they're not absorbing essential nutrients from foods and supplements. Dr. Peter Glidden is aware of the importance of healing a damaged digestive system.
Now, the product that I'm going to talk about today, Mackey Plus, and it is a combination of a superfruit, the Mackey berry, and aloe vera juice. Now, aloe vera is a very interesting nutritional supplement to talk about because aloe vera, you know, it's the stuff that you put on your skin if you get a burn. And, man, it really knocks down the pain, the inflammation of the burn, and facilitates healing. Well, guess what? It does the same thing internally that it does externally to burns.
To soothe and heal your digestive system, order Mackey Plus today by calling 855-347-3696. That's 855-347-3696. Or on the web at fireyourmdnow.com. That's fireyourmdnow.com.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right. General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these specials. A 14 by 21 foot shop for under $6,000 or a 50 by 100 for under $30,000. You heard right. That's 5,000 square feet under $30,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100 foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait. So call 866-91-STEEL. 866-91-STEEL. That's 866-917-8335.
Curious about what comes next? Next is the feeling of vulnerability you get after you arrive home to discover your house has been ransacked by burglars. Fool the bad guys with a new improved fake TV. You asked for it, we listened, and we made our new fake TV 3 times brighter than our previous model. The brightness of our new fake TV is equivalent to a 40-inch TV. It simulates the color and motion of a real TV while you're away from home. And when burglars think someone is home watching television, they're likely to pass your house and move on to an easier target. The new, brighter Fake TV is only $39.95 and includes free shipping. Go to faketv.com or call 1-877-5-FAKE-TV. That's 877-532-5388 or go to faketv.com. Fake TV, the burglar deterrent.
Hello, I'm Steve Shank. Everybody's heard the statement that what you don't know can't hurt you. But truth is, what you don't know is the only thing that can hurt you. For example, you might not know how our country's wars can hurt you. Japanese radiation and the Gulf oil spill are destroying your seafood. People don't understand how America's 50-year worst drought is hurting them. Our natural disaster experience has proven relief organizations can't take care of the victims. And there's the huge question of how the government will feed all the people that it's promised to feed with no food. What if we made the whole country into one big neighborhood where we take care of each other by taking care of ourselves? Here's the plan. For every new ePack 60-day food supply that you order, eFoods Direct will send a 7-day food supply to each of 2 families in your name, free of charge. Go to efoodsdirect.com or call 800-876-0871. 800-876-0871. efoodsdirect.com. Are you tired of searching for great talk radio?
Something more important.
Search no more. We are the GCN Radio Network.
All right, we are back on the bright side. Ed in Idaho, what you got for me, bro? Let's get it.
The question is, I told you the way I eat, and I have loose stools and have had for a long time.
Okay.
I believe it's probably attributable to the diet that I have, plus using vitamin C and magnesium and all that stuff. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, it sounds like you're on the right track there. There's only one way to find out, though. Your smoothie is so complicated, so many pieces in there, it's hard to say what's causing what. If I were you, I would start to simplify that smoothie until you could track it down and figure out what's causing the loose stools. But yes, you're absolutely correct. Loose stools means something is not getting processed correctly. The body's trying to eliminate something. That's what a loose stool is. The body's attempting to eliminate something. It could have something to do with a food allergen. It could have something to do with the hormone serotonin. It could have something to do with malabsorption of minerals. It's too hard to say exactly what's causing it. Certainly vitamin C and magnesium can cause loose stools. You might want to try laying off those and seeing if it improves. It's all going to be an experimental kind of thing, Ed. Treat your body as a laboratory and start to experiment. Do a controlled experiment where you take your smoothie and eliminate everything out of there except maybe 1 or 2 ingredients and see what happens, and then start to add more ingredients one by one and see if you can notice when your stools start to get loose. And it may just be one ingredient, but without knowing, there's so many things in that smoothie, it's hard to say what's causing the problem. But it certainly is something that you're putting in your body. I can tell you that. More than likely that's the case.
Okay, thanks, Ben.
Thank you, Ed. Have a beautiful day, buddy. All right, Barb in Minnesota, welcome to the bright side. What's going on? Oh, Barbara, I've talked to you, right?
Barb, are you talking to me?
Where? Are you the gal I've been talking to on the phone?
Okay. I'm Barb from Minnesota, yes.
Hi, Barb.
Hi, and I was just calling to tell you how well my husband is doing with the information that you gave me. And
awesome.
On the One World Way and on mostly proteins and very little carbohydrate, and his blood sugars have gone way down, and he's lost about 13 pounds.
That's so cool. Now tell the listeners a little bit about what happened with with your husband, and then how we helped you.
Well, he had pretty high blood sugars, and he was overweight, and was having some problems with diarrhea and that sort of thing. And so when I talked to you, Ben, you recommended the One World Way and going on mostly proteins and not eating hardly any carbs, which she does not do now. And everything has just turned around, and it's
praise God.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Yes, praise the Lord.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing that, Barb. Appreciate it. Stay in touch with me, okay?
Okay,
thank you. God bless. Have a beautiful day. I love success stories. That's so cool. Barb's husband was very sick, high blood pressure, blood sugar problems, and we just did a little dietary modification, nothing too complicated. Wean him off the carbohydrates and get him into more protein, and that's what happens. Because you guys, this is the way the body works. I'm not even that smart. It just is how the system is designed, and we've been screwing around with the system, and we've been paying attention to dumb medical advice, bad science, and we just follow the mainstream, and we end up with degenerative disease, and we end up with high blood pressure, we end up with diabetes, and then we go get drugs, and nothing's helping us because the problem is we're in violation of the basic rules, the fundamental rules of how the body works, and that's what we talk about here every day on The Bright Side. If you guys have a success story, love hearing them. I know I get them on my Facebook, and I get them through my email, but it's awesome when you share them on the air because then everybody can hear how powerful these ideas are. All right, let's see. John in California, welcome to The Bright Side. What's up, buddy?
Yeah, morning, Ben.
Good morning.
I appreciate and value your work and your program.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
My sister...
John, I can't hear you, my man. Speak into the mic or do...
Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. My sister just went in for some kind of a pressurized procedure to break up kidney stones.
Okay.
And I've heard you talk about kidney stones before, but it's been a long time. I can't remember exactly what you said. Can you give me the scoop on that?
Are they calcium? Did they say they're calcium stones, or do you know?
Well, I don't really know yet. They haven't come back with the test results.
Okay, we'll assume they're calcium because that's the most common kind of stones. There's uric acid stones and there's cystine stones and there's another kind of stones, struvite stones that women get, but we'll assume it's calcium stones. A couple things you want to do. Number one, drink more water. It's the number one way to address kidney stone issues. Many people are dehydrated. People don't like to drink water for whatever reason. I don't know why people don't like to drink water, but that's the number one thing you could do to prevent kidney stones is to make sure you're well hydrated, to drink more water. The second thing you want to do, the second important thing to do is keep your sugar intake down. Diabetes and kidney stones go together. In fact, I would always regard kidney stone issues as a problem associated with blood sugar, especially if you have a history of diabetes or you have weight problems or you have other signs of blood sugar issues, dysglycemia as they call it. So doing the whole thing that we just talked about, staying off of the refined carbs and the breads and the pastas as best as you can, and weaning yourself off those kinds of foods with more protein. Sugar throws off mineral balance. In fact, sugar will throw off mineral balance faster than any other dietary substance. So keeping the sugar down and treating her as a pre-diabetic is also important. Caffeine can be a problem for some people. If she's a caffeine drinker, she may want to stay away from caffeine. And use calcium. People think that, if I have calcium stones, I don't want calcium. It's actually the opposite. If you have calcium stones, there's a possibility that you're actually deficient in calcium. So use calcium supplements. And then use supplements that attract or hold on to calcium. Magnesium is a super, super important mineral for helping balance out calcium. And then vitamin D and vitamin K are both calcium magnets, so making sure that you're getting enough vitamin D and K. If she has any fat absorption problems, she's not absorbing fats out of her diet, that can impair vitamin K absorption as well as vitamin D absorption. So focusing on making sure that her fat metabolism is correct, using bile salts as a supplement, using the ultimate enzymes as a supplement, using probiotics, the nightly essence from Longevity as a supplement, using apple cider vinegar, using lecithin. All of these can help improve fat metabolism. There's a B vitamin-like substance called choline that can help improve fat metabolism. And have her taking about 1,000 or anywhere from 1,000 to 5,000 micrograms of vitamin K2 a day. Also using fermented foods can help with K2, increasing K2 levels, and then making sure that she's getting her vitamin D, ideally from the sun, if that's possible. And you're in California. Are you in Southern California, John?
No, actually, she's in North Carolina, but
if she can get some sun, that would be helpful.
She's in North Carolina.
Okay, well, I don't know. Probably this time of year there's not a lot of sun, or there may be, but getting sunshine is important for vitamin D. You can use vitamin D supplements, vitamin D3 supplements. I'm not a big believer in the supplements, vitamin D supplements. It's probably better to get your vitamin D from food and from fish oil kinds of products. Fish is the best source of vitamin D. Fish oil will get you some vitamin D as well. And vitamin A works with vitamin D, so it's not a bad idea to get your vitamin A and D together. You can get a vitamin A and D capsule if she doesn't like fish, or if she has has a problem getting out in the sun. So you're going to be magnetically attracting calcium, helping the body hold on to it, using calcium so the body doesn't have to dissolve the bones in order to obtain calcium. Treating her like a pre-diabetic can also be important. And then please make sure she's drinking a lot of water. That's the simplest way to reduce the incidence of kidney stones, drinking a lot of water. And when you're drinking water, folks, which is very important, make sure you're using your water-soluble nutrients, because you're going to pee out your B complex and your electrolytes if you're drinking more water. So it's not just good enough to drink water. You got to use some Beyond Tangy Tangerine and make sure you're replacing those nutrients that are coming out in your urine. And thanks so much for calling, John in California. Let's see if we get one more in. Michael in Michigan. If we run out of time, we'll get you tomorrow. But what's going on? Maybe we can help you now. Michael?
Ben?
Yes. What's up, buddy? Got about a minute.
Last week I was in the hospital for a urinary infection, which I thought was a urinary infection. And then my testicle increased in size by 3 times, and they said it was called epididymitis.
Okay, you got a testicle problem. That typically means something is getting into your system that's causing inflammation. Did they say it was bacteria?
They didn't say.
Okay. A couple things you want to do. First and foremost, you want to eliminate anything that's getting into the body that's causing the inflammatory response or immune response. I'd be fasting if I were you. That's the first thing. You might notice quick results just from that. Second thing, try some anti-inflammatory nutritional supplements. Vitamin E is probably the most important anti-inflammatory nutrient, 400 international units a day. If you have any digestive problems, try to see if you have any problems with food allergies or food intolerances. That can be a major clue for you, and then laying off those kinds of foods. Using digestive enzymes can also have wonderful anti-inflammatory benefits. And then vitamin C. Don't underestimate the importance of vitamin C as an anti-inflammatory. Maybe under 5 grams to 10 grams. That's a teaspoon to 2 teaspoons of vitamin C powder a day. Shoot me an email and I'll get you some more info. Okay, buddy? Ben@ksco.com or brightsideLetters@gmail.com. Thanks for your call. Appreciate it. Thank you for all our calls, and thank you guys for all your letters and Facebooks and kind words. I appreciate and love all of you guys. Tomorrow we'll continue talking about peptides and the skin, and peptides and digestive health, and peptides and anabolism and growth and repair as we continue our discussion on protein and bone building. Thanks for being here, folks. I'm Pharmacist Ben. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye for now.
Great news, pure water lovers. BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com has a special discount offer for all GCN listeners. You can't do better than a Big Berkey for economy. For only 1.7 cents a gallon, a single set of filters can last for 5 to 10 years. There's none better than a Big Berkey for emergency preparedness as a backup water source. And you just can't beat a Big Berkey to remove dangerous chlorine, all types of fluoride, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, parasites, and unhealthy byproducts from municipal water. Berkey water filter systems are even powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. For the gold standard in water filters, get a Big Berkey at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. And all GCN listeners get 5% off all ceramic filter systems. For details, call 1-877-99-BERKEY. That's 877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
Time and time again.
You need to come here and help us. We need assistance, please.
Those we should be able to depend on let us down.
Federal and state and local officials saying help is on the way. Well, the folks here in Bell Harbor say, show me.
Don't depend on the government to save you. Take action now so that you're prepared for the next disaster with MyPatriotSupply.com. Get the best prices on storable food, non-GMO seeds, water filtration devices, home canning equipment, survival and self-reliance books, and more at MyPatriotSupply.com. Call 866-229-0927.
We are hurting down here, and we need help immediately.
Before it's time to survive, it's time to prepare. MyPatriotSupply.com. MyPatriotSupply.com.